Welcome to Learn Languages 5 times faster, and today we're diving into a topic that intimidates quite many people because somehow they find that the German language is especially challenging, maybe because of its pronunciation or any other factors, but this seems to be the case. So let's look into if German is indeed a difficult language to learn and what are the different aspects to take into account. Let's go. So let's first understand what we're dealing with here. German is a West Germanic language. It shares its roots with English and Dutch, for example, which can be both an advantage, but also something that creates confusion for English speakers. With over 100 million speakers worldwide, it's an important language of commerce and culture. But what makes German unique, I would say, number one, the pronunciation, which might be quite challenging, and secondly, the grammar structure, which might be challenging as well. Now, starting with grammar, German is quite notorious with its difficult grammar. Now, nouns have 3 genders, apparently horses are neutral, and there are 4 cases for nouns, pronouns, and adjectives. Now, compared to something like Swedish, which, by the way, is extremely simple as a language to learn, it's quite complex. Now, secondly, pronunciation and phonetics. German pronunciation is quite straightforward for English speakers, but it requires a lot of training because usually people's mouths are not accustomed to creating such sounds, like das Pferd, for example. Verb conjugation and placement is a matter of confusion as well, because in German you will read the whole sentence and then in the very end you will find out what the verb of the sentence really is. And in the beginning it's very strange because I grew up watching German television, then I actually speak Estonian in such a way and people are very much confused about where did I learn Estonian. I also put the verb in the very end of the sentence because it makes sense as a German speaker. Now, the next difficult aspect is compound words. Germans really love their compound words. If you can put some words together to form something, a German might just do it. And the fun part is that these words, as a translator, I might know, are not translatable directly into English. And there's the next thing that poses confusion for learners is the whole world of German expressions and false friends. Like every other language, German has a bunch of expressions that don't directly translate into English, and sometimes they also don't make sense. They are not so strange as the French expressions, but even still, you need to learn them. Now, there are many shared linguistic roots. As an English speaker, you will find many cognates. Now, cognates are words that look similar to the language that you are speaking and that have the same meaning. And this makes vocabulary acquisition easier. There is also regular pronunciation. The rules for German pronunciation are not so difficult. You can learn them and you will most probably pronounce words correctly. There is also resource availability. Obviously, you can learn German anywhere. For example, with Speakly, which I would recommend you to do because in Speakly you will learn the most statistically relevant words in sentences of the German language, which is very, very, very useful. And it's also possible to have a structured learning path with the German language, if you like something like that. Despite its complexity, the German grammar has a very clear structure, so you can, learn it step by step. Now, the first thing would be embracing the grammar, but not in a way that you think I mean. German grammar and grammar in any language on a beginner level is very much overhyped. You actually don't need so much grammar as people say you do. So if you're on a beginner level and want to study German, the first thing would be download the Speakly app and start really building the foundation for the language. And don't worry about the grammar before you're already on the intermediate level. And that's really based on 10 plus years of experience and helping thousands and thousands of learners worldwide. If you know the words in the forms that they are really used, then you can already use the language and you can arrive to grammar later. Now, practice, practice, practice. Because you need to surround yourself with the German language for it to start making sense for you. For that, I recommend people using Speakly listening exercises, which are a great resource for daily language acquisition. Also, third, use memory techniques. If you don't know about memory techniques, Google them and find out, because they are such a valuable tool for remembering words. And fourth, stay positive and patient. It's not going to be an easy ride learning German. People take years to do that properly, and even though you can build up a language foundation, like tools with Speakly, quite fast, it will take some time to feel at ease in a challenging language like German is. Now, first, language learning apps. Obviously, I would recommend you to use Speakly because it really teaches you the words and sentences that you really need for daily conversations. But there are also other language apps out there. You can try them out. Secondly, online courses and tutors. There are many websites like italki, for example, where you can find tutors. Speakly also has its tutor system that you can check out. Third would be German media. Just surround yourself with as much German media as possible. When I studied German, I used to only listen to the Radio Bayern 2, which was my best friend, by the way. I don't know if that is healthy. But I surrounded myself with the German language as much as possible. Do that as well. Now, fourth is language exchange. There are many apps and websites out there where you can find people to practice your language skills with. One of them is Tandem. People are saying good things about this app, so you can try it out. And the fifth thing would be a structured study plan. Believe me, I'm quite sure you are not personally able to distinguish what is suitable and what is not. You should be a very high-level linguist for that. But there are great apps to give you a structured study plan that you can follow. And Speakly, for example, is one of them. So just do your daily Speakly exercises and you will continue progressing in the German language. Now, is German hard to learn? Now, the answer is yes and no. Like any language, it presents its challenges, but you can overcome them. It's not like Arabic or something, it's very challenging. But with the right mindset, you can do it. And I'm going to tell you, if you have a real need for this language, you will probably reach your goals. But if you don't, then you probably won't. That's what research says. So ask yourself, do you need the German language? And why are you studying it? And that would be the first step in your German studies. If you like this video, hit subscribe and like the video as well. It will help out the channel a lot. And until the next time.